Air compressors are very useful pieces of kit. It's not just garages that use equipment like this, they are very useful if you're doing a lot of work at home. You can actually buy tools that are a lot cheaper than electric tools if you have a compressor. This is probably one of the smallest compressors available. It only has a 24 litre tank. That is nowhere near enough air if you are doing large jobs such as spraying a car. If you're spraying a car, you use a lot of compressed air, so you would need something with a much larger tank than this, maybe even 100 litres. The compressor works off 230 volts. There's a small motor behind this panel which drives a piston which compresses the air, which then stores it in this tank. At this side of the compressor we have the on-off switch, which has a built-in pressure switch. Once it gets to the desired pressure, it will switch off the motor. We then have a gauge showing the pressure that's in the tank. Then we have a small pressure relief valve which will blow open if there's too much pressure in the compressor. We then have a regulator, a water trap, and then a quick release coupling. Quick release couplings are very handy. It means you can connect things very quickly to the compressor, mainly air lines, but on the other end you can also put all your tools on a quick release connector, so they are very useful. This trap actually collects any water that's in the compressed air, and that will collect it and stop it from going in the air line. That is essential if you are spraying or anything like that, because the last thing you want is to get any water in your air line, because that will contaminate your paint. One important thing about compressors is they always have a drain valve underneath, which is that little brass valve down there, and whenever you finish using the compressor you should always open that, because there will be water that is in this tank and you need to get rid of it, otherwise the tank will start to corrode from inside out. So whenever you finish using the compressor, always undo the drain valve underneath, and that will take any water out of the tank. So that's a brief introduction to compressors. This is probably one of the smallest you can actually get. I actually paid about £250 for this in 1999. Now you can pick up a similar compressor to this for about £100–150. I will do a separate video showing you some of the tools that you can get for compressors which make them so useful. You do have to be aware that compressors are also noisy. They do generate quite a lot of noise. So if you're using one of these in a confined space, you would have to wear some form of ear protection because they can be quite noisy.